at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue. I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall, and if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
All right, welcome. This is Open Mic America. We're pleased to have everyone here, and I'm your MC, Mike Simpson. Robert Edgar is our interviewing host, and founder Dave Williams is our founder and also our engineer tonight. Our mission is to support your local open mics. Without gimmicks, without frills, this is the beating heart of American music. It's that tapestry of story and song that has been weaving us together for generations. And now let's introduce all of our performers. I'm just going to give you their names and where they're from. All right. First off, Marilyn Coffey from Huntsville, Alabama. Next, Cowboy Bob Uvello, Boston, Massachusetts. Rich Fassler from Bainbridge Island, Washington. Helene Chalfin from Little River, California. Robinson Edgar from Sunnyvale, California. Tracy Simpson from Fort Mill, South Carolina. James Kuhn from San Jose, California. And Bet Paget from Raleigh, North Carolina. All right. Let's see here. I'm trying to get my thing to work. I would like to just go ahead and start here with Marilyn Coffey from Huntsville, Alabama.
Hello. This first one is it's in the classic tradition of songs about animals, where the animals stand in for people. Stethoscope, a cowboy tiger twirling a rope, and there's my friend the mule in a hat like the Pope. Oh, when the veterinarian says, don't stop playing, keep those sheep a-swaying, get those weasels saying that there is a reason why. I see a fat hog balanced on a high-brook shelf, eating revelations all by itself. There's a smelly alley cat and a sweet calico, just got back from Mexico. I don't believe that for a minute. Across the pond in the nature park, and I'll wear sunglasses in the dark. And Antelope indulges in a mean remark, a kangaroo tune, an old familiar tune. possum and a porcupine fall in love. A rat gazes into the sky above, and rabbits are dancing to the music of the sphere. Oh, and the veterinarian said, don't stop playing, keep those parrots swaying, get those grizzlies saying that there is a reason why. There's a reason why. A reason why. But what is it? You can tell me. What is the reason? There is a reason why. A reason why. A reason why. Why? But what could it be? Animals, and here's the people. I guess I wrote this a couple years ago. It's kind of has to do with a person who is an aesthete. They are into aesthetic concerns and not other people. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna put the capo up here. All right. It's a moody swing, but my ears don't ring, and my heart don't cling. I can't feel a thing, but I stay afloat. I'm an old rowboat. I like to be remote. I can't feel a thing unless you're talking poetry or works of art or comedy or lovely buildings or bebop jazz. All the stuff my zeitgeist had, but I just don't have. Got no crying bug, can't feel a thing. So leave my demeanor alone, let my style be as dry as a bone. Feel rebuffed if you must, but I'm not gonna trust your invitation to let it all hang out. That's not what I'm about, I'll have you know. Now go. No offenses meant. I haven't got that bent. Garments won't be rent. I can't feel a thing. I won't tear my hair or my love declare. Baby, I just don't care. Can't feel a thing.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful,
Nice.
wonderful. I'm going to set you up here. Okay. Dave already did it.
Oh, Robert.
How are you doing?
Okay, I can't hear you very well.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. So, uh, lovely to hear and see you again. Uh, the music you're playing sounds like the first half of the 20th century. Do you have that pull?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
Because I was learning Tin Pan Alley songs all during COVID.
I thought the same thing. I thought that your song could have been straight out of a musical or a movie, a black and white movie. It would fit perfectly.
Yeah, I was listening to a lot of that and learning it before I realized I could write some songs.
Yeah. Your choice, your instrument and also your voice are pulled that way or pushed toward the early Tin Pan Alley stuff. Love the way also you are happy to change tempos and pieces. Your stuff often takes turns at a 90-degree angle, and
Yeah, I feel that. And of course I exaggerated it for you, Robert, but I changed the tempo several times, more extremely in that last one.
So you've been separately. You told me you were taking some lessons in jazz composition and such.
Well,
Recently.
it's just jazz chords and chord melody for baritone ukulele, and he started me with some really simple things, old blues stuff, Nobody Knows You, then Fly Me to the Moon and things like that. So I'm doing the chords with some melody, and I practice for an hour and immediately forget it. But my fingers are hurting, so I must be doing something.
Right, the fingers tend to remember the pain that your heart has
Yes.
gone through. Um, so, so, did you say that you were looking for a something different than your standard ukulele that you've been playing with, and the occasional harmonica?
Yeah, it's hard to integrate harmonica with the kind of songs that I write. My harmonica integrates with when I play with other people, and so I listen very carefully to them so that I can play with them. But I love harmonica, and now at the jazz jams they now say, oh, that's the girl that plays harmonica, or rather, woman. That's the old lady that plays harmonica. Yeah.
So do you go in with a case full of harmonicas, like?
Not the full case.
Not the full case.
Just 8 of them.
That's
Yeah.
well, you can wait your turn until you hear one that is in a key you can play with.
Yeah, believe it or not, Girl from Ipanema works really well with us. Yeah. Harmonica.
Excellent. I'm sure you could work that in a wonderful way. Hey, thanks, and it's good to see you, and
Okay.
we'll stay in touch. Thanks, Marilyn.
Marilyn Coffey, thank you very much. Next up is Bob Uvello. And Bob is coming to us from Boston, Massachusetts. Bob, I didn't catch any listings for you of open mics that you play at. Maybe you don't. We'll have to ask you to talk about that after I unmute you here.
Okay. Well, let me Let me put this on gallery view so that I am not staring at a big picture of myself staring back at me. I'm going to do two songs for you tonight that are both from my recently released album called Blue Streak. Came out about a month or so ago, and in addition to the hard copy, which I stubbornly persist in coming out with, it's available on all of the usual streaming services. Again, that's called Blue Streak. This song is called Deals with the Devil. And hang on 1 second. Even when they can't hold a pick or pen, my hands will still remember then how they held you close and how they let you go. Why did I ever let you go? Even when they can't see the light of day, my eyes will still recall the way you made them smile and how they turned away. Why did I ever turn away? We don't know what we've lost until it's long gone down the track, and we cry into our pillow and we beg to have it back. We make deals with the devil in the dark. Even when they can't say a simple line, my lips will still recall the time they spoke your name and how they said goodbye. Why did I ever say goodbye? We don't know what we've lost until it's long gone down the track, and we cry into our pillow and we beg to have it back. We make deals with the devil in the dark. Even when they can't hold a pick or pen, my hands will still remember then how they held you close, how they let you go. Why did I ever let you go? We don't know what we've lost until it's long gone down the track, and we cry into our pillow and we beg to have it back. We make deals with the devil in the dark. Yeah, we make deals with the devil in the dark.
Yeah, very nice, Bob.
Thank you. Thank you. It's Deals with the Devil. This next one, also from Blue Streak, is called The Company of Strangers. I don't know about you, but I'm always having arguments with my tuner. Strangers. I prefer company of strangers. Like the folks you find in the blue light of a small town barroom. On a westbound train, when the shadows tell you night time's coming soon. I prefer company of strangers. Oh, they'll be around when the sun shines, around for the good times. When the cold rain falls, you know they won't be found. Yet still, unlike an old friend, they can't let you down, down, down. I prefer company of strangers. Like a girl you meet at a truck stop on the outskirts of San Antonio. Oh, when you break down on a dark road, someone helps you make your way home. I prefer company of strangers. Though they'll be around when the sun shines, around for the good times. When the cold rain falls, you know they won't be found. But still, unlike an old friend, they can't let you down, down, down. I prefer the company of strangers. Like the folks you find in the blue light of a small town barroom. On a westbound train, when the shadows tell you night time's coming soon. prefer company of strangers.
Ah, very nice.
Thank you.
Good one.
Thanks. Thank you.
I'm going to turn you over to Robert Edgar for your interview here.
Okay.
Hey, lovely. So, Cowboy Bob in Boston, you've placed yourself so that you will be in the company of strangers. I think. Are you from Boston, or are you more countrified in your source?
Well, I guess the most tangible cowboy cred I have is having worked on a ranch in Montana, and
That counts, I think.
yeah, for a long time I was saying I was a cowboy, and then it dawned on me that what I was a ranch hand, and but I consorted with cowboys,
Aha! The Cowboy Consortium.
which I suppose is better than consorting with sheep. I don't know, but let's not go there. But anyway,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, it's just always been there. It's been there from the time I was 5 years old. Actually, when I heard Marty Robbins' song El Paso, it completely changed the trajectory of my life. And it seemed like a reasonable career option was to die in the arms of a senorita after a gunfight,
That's a great song.
which I did not pursue.
Well, there's still time. There's still time. There's no
There's
reason
no
to give
future
up
in
on
it.
your dreams, Bob. I wanted to say, it sounded to me like you've been writing for a while and playing for a while. Is that the case?
It is, and I've taken to referring to it in decades because the numbers are just frightening. And when I do it in decades, they're smaller numbers. Quite a few decades, yes.
Uh-huh. No, it sounds like when someone starts songwriting, they'll have three favorite chords and go from there. And yours, there's some beautiful intricacies that I heard in it. One of them, especially on the second song, where you start a lyric and then it carries through in your playing, and it opens up a space in which you can hear the music. Whereas if you had the lyrics going continually, it doesn't open up that space. So while you hear the song, it brings you in and out by the way you played it. And obviously, I was wondering, on the second song, did you start with lyrics or the melody on that?
Um, well, I'll tell you that, but I just want to say that relative to what you were saying, yeah, the drummer loves that, loves that little thing that I do. It's just,
Yeah.
but I most of the songs I write, I would describe as organic. They just sort of come together. I don't think I've ever written a song. No, I stand corrected. I've only written a song without a guitar in my hands one time. So generally speaking, I have a guitar in my hands, and I guess more often than not, it's some little melody line or little chord progression or some little thing that I'm playing on the guitar, and then I'll just be thinking whatever I'm thinking of. A line will come out, and if I'm really lucky, a verse will come out, and then a chorus will come out, and another verse. Usually, it's just a line, and then from there, it's a construct. So that's
Yeah, it was very lovely. Two songs. I especially liked the second one on there, and
well, thank you.
your voice is very lovely too. It has a softness to it that is blends very nicely with the guitar and
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I look forward to hearing you again. Thanks, Bob.
Right. Thanks very much. Yeah.
All right, Bob Uvello, thank you. Next up, we have a man who's well known around Open Mic America. He's one of the staffers and has been, I think, since almost the very beginning. And if you're lucky, sometimes you'll get to hear him host because he's much better at it than I am.
No, that's not true.
But we're gonna have Rich Fassler play now. I'm gonna put him up on the spotlight.
And there
Rich,
we go.
take it away, buddy.
Thank you, Mike, and you're doing a great job, buddy. Hey, everybody, welcome to lovely Bainbridge Island, Washington. We're entering into our big dark period. So the first song I'm going to do is a brand new song. I finished it up about a week ago, and it's a collaboration. It is one of my pandemic silver lining songs because it's a collaboration with another musician from the UK, from Sheffield County, that I've remained in touch with, and he's a musician. He's also a great poet, and he's published a few books. And so I had this little tune going around in my head, but couldn't come up with the words. And so he had sent me his book. There it goes, Songs of the Forest, that he had published last year, and he sent me a copy. And so I went and kind of thumbed through there, and I said, wow, that poem would really work with this. So I got in touch with him and asked him if I could write a song around his poem, and he said yeah, and so the rest is history. So here it is. This is called Into the Wild Wood. Run with me, wild and free, to be and breathe into the wild wood. Birds are singing, sun is shining, leaves are rustling on the tree. Earth is turning, we are learning. Time is moving as we breathe, so run with me, wild and free, to be and breathe into the wild wood. Moon is rising, stars are shining, clouds are passing ever by. Night is calling, shadows falling, in an instant time goes by. So run with me, wild and free, to be and breathe into the wild world. Run with me, wild and free, to be and breathe into the wild world. To be and breathe into the wild world. To be and breathe into the wild world.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. So that was words by Paul Andrews and music by me. Okay, my next song is one that I wrote about 9 months ago or so. It's one of my Bainbridge Island songs, and it has a phrase. I just want to tell you, there's a phrase. I don't know if you've heard this before. Chewini. Do you know what a chewini is? So a chewini is a mix between a Chihuahua and a Dachshund. And my Chewini happens to have some terrier in it too. So you'll hear that. And for those of you who didn't know what Chewini was, now you know. So go out to your local shelter and get one. All right. So I am gonna put a capo on for this bad boy. All right. That sounds like it might work. Here we go. Looking outside for a glimpse of the future, pouring down rain, clouds need a suture. Maybe soon we'll get to see the sun. Jet flying low, or maybe that's thunder. Birds at the feeder, squirrels lurking under, they don't mind. I'm the only one, 2, 3. Well, I'm going down to the water so my blues can float away. Climbing high up that mountain in the sky. Hiking deep into grand forest where wild creatures abound. You know, life gets lazy, but it never gets crazy when you're living on Puget Sound. Got a cute Chewini, her name is Jessie. I got her at the shelter, she was looking kinda messy. When I got her home, the little girl fitting great. Got some medical issues, but I love her still. Had a visit to the vet, and after paying that bill, I guess that new guitar will have to wait. 2, 3, we're going down to the water so my blues can float away. Climbing high up the mountain in the sky. Hiking deep into grand forest where wild creatures abound. You can soar like an eagle or howl like a beagle when you're living on Puget Sound. We're going down to the water so my blues can float away. Climbing high up the mountain in the sky. Hiking deep into grand forest where wild creatures abound. You don't need to set sail to catch sight of a whale when you're living on Puget Sound. Well, my brother keeps saying, come out to Arizona. Summer's so hot, I'd go into a coma. 120 in the shade don't sound like fun. So I'm up northwest, the air's cool and clean. Instead of desert brown, everything's so green. If I had to find a place, this could be the one. 2, 3, I'm going down to the water so my blues can float away. Climbing high up that mountain in the sky. Hiking deep into grand forest where wild creatures abound. Well, it can get a little funky when the moss gets chunky when you're living on Puget Sound. Well, you know the weather can get shitty, but the view is always pretty when you're living on Puget Sound. And there you go.
All right, I'm going to have
All
Robert interview you here and perhaps counsel you about some of your word choices.
You don't like Chewini? Maybe
I've got
it
a
was
dictionary right here, and it knows what's right. I got a coin I can flip to verify it. Great. Yeah. While we were listening, Robin mentioned Shel Silverstein as
Yeah, that's good.
It was sounded close to some of his in a joyous way.
You know, I don't think many people know who Shel Silverstein is. I mean, that was a pretty good comparison. Thank
Yeah.
you.
He's heard some music and read some books. How about that?
That's
And you have too. Yeah, the reference to squirrels was close to my heart, as the last 2 weeks I've had a war with the squirrels. First, the squirrels had a war in my backyard, and the ground squirrels chased off the tree squirrels. Then the ground squirrels started creating a underground set of tunnels that all seemed to go toward and under the house. So at that point, I had to do something, and I sent off for a few bags of squirrel balls. So I've been pouring squirrel balls into the tunnels, and I seem to be winning.
And what do these squirrel balls do? If you don't mind me asking.
They smell bad.
Oh, I see.
So, and this is no insult
I'm
to squirrels.
champing at
This
the
is
bit here.
this
I'm
is
just-
simply
I'm
the
just
particular thing.
Folk songs, huh?
I like the idea of writing about the place you come from, and especially on islands and such. I do the same from older pieces. Have you done that much, or is this a standalone here?
No, I've got a few others. I reference in some of my other songs. I reference little parts of the island too. I mean, I when you're 25 years old and falling in and out of love, it's very easy to write write songs about emotions and love and all that. And then when you get to be my age, it's wow, look at those birds out there, or hey, let's go down to the water, or let's I reference in the last song the Grand Forest, which is the biggest protected forest on the island here, and so yeah, you write what you know about. I mean, the great thing about the first song with Paul and in his book, he's got a whole bunch of he writes a lot about nature. And he's got a whole bunch of poems here that one day could find their way combined with my music. So yeah, to answer your question, I do reference little bits of island life in the woods, and I mean we're pretty rural here on this island, so yeah, they creep into the lyrics.
Okay, one last thing I have to ask you about, because of the covers, the things behind you on your wall.
Yes.
Have you heard the last Beatles song?
I just heard bits and pieces of it. I mean,
That's how they made it.
I don't know. I will listen to it. It wasn't one of those things where I said, "Oh God, I got to turn that on right now," because it's cool. It's nice, but it's not like when they were all together and creating music together, right? It's like, hey, let's take one of John's songs and we'll use AI, and we'll use a lot of technology today, and then we'll add a couple of other voices to it, and I know George is playing guitar on it. Yeah, okay. It's not like when I was back in the day. They'd have a new album coming out, and then we'd all run down to the record store, and buy it and play it for hours, right? I mean, it's a little different. So, yeah, I did you see my album cover on the back wall? There is the Beatles Yesterday and Today. I think that was the name of it. That was a a very controversial cover, and that cover was actually covered up. I had a friend in high school who steamed the cover up, a graphic to get the original artwork of them in butchers clothes with raw meat and baby doll parts.
Yes.
Evidently, someone gave them some bad advice, thinking that might be a nice cover for their album. But there it is on my wall.
Yes, very good. Well, those are rare as far as things are just it's as rare as the meat that's on them there.
Yes, it is.
Thanks, Rich. I'm sure I'll hear and see you again here.
Oh yeah.
Thanks very much.
We'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Rich Fassler. Nice work. Next up, I'm going to add Helene here in as a person who is spotlighted. And there she is. And so, Helene, take us away. Helene, I'm unable to hear you. Is there a break in your tool chain there somewhere?
Looks like she's muted.
Well,
There
she is,
goes.
yeah, now she's unmuted.
Yeah, I thought you were going to unmute me.
Oh,
So I guess I had to unmute myself. So I was saying that this tune is part of an album I'm putting together of all original tunes, and the album's going to be called Inner Journey. Anyway, this one is called What's Real. Loving you so easy, holding you so hard, such a shame, what a game, keeping up our guard. Keeping up our guard. It's a circle leading back to nowhere. We're in a spin. We can't win. We don't know how to dare. We don't know how to dare. Tell me, love. Tell me what you feel. Show me love. Wanna know what's real. Can't you say what you feel? I like to know it. We love the sound of singing. Music's in our souls, but our songs are sounding wrong. None of them is whole. Our parts don't fit. Parts don't fit the roles. Parts don't fit the roles. Tell me, love. Can't you tell me what you feel? Can't you show me love? Like to know what's real. Can't you tell me what you feel? Like to know what's real, tell me. Don't you know it? Can't you show it? Something like that.
Very nice.
Thank you. So, I was thinking of doing a song that my friend wrote. Can I do a song that my friend wrote, or should it be only my originals?
Well, that would be Dave's call. I'll let him.
I could do another original. All right,
Well,
I'll do another
we'd like to hear
original.
your originals. That would be good.
Okay. Hope I'm still in tune here. And the balance still sounds okay to you? Voice and guitar?
Yes, it's good.
I knew something was out, the B. Anyone else have problems with your B? It's a crime to be poor. You got to tell them more and more. Coupon food to feed the blue ones. Fill out forms and here's some new ones. You got helicopters hovering over your doors. Why don't you let us stop by too? See you anytime. You're so poor, that's a terrible crime. You gotta sign away your soul on the dotted line. But don't you know? Used to shun you, ignore, deplore, deprive or just bomb you. But now they know how they can stun you with lawbus. And those big crooks pay to prove that poverty must be. You who see what's happening, you better ask how much the earth will bring when they try to sell you space to breathe in. Are you listening now? Not the time for grieving, no. Time for Sharon's nearing. The time for Sharon's nearing. 'Cause now they're busting those who's trusting. Made them move from compromise. Those becoming nature wise. They're building low-rise domes and dens of just right size in the wooded glens, and they don't have the artificial ties or the thousand ugly living lies that keep the average citizens trapped. Don't you know they're trapped in their unpaid city playpens? You better learn to route the way your president can. They won't let you be a simple man. They'll try to come into your scrapwood dwelling, and when they see that your soul's not selling, they'll try to sign you on the dotted line. You're so poor, It's a terrible crime. It's a terrible crime. Well, you see what happening. You better ask how much the earth will bring when they try to sell you space to breathe in. Are you listening? Now's not the time for grieving. The time for Sharon's nearing. The time for Sharon's nearing. The time for Sharon's nearing. It's a crime to be poor. Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, let me Robert up here. And whoops, lost Helene there in the process. Let's do this again. There we go.
There we are.
Okay.
Hi, Helene.
How do you do?
I'm fine. So you are in Little River, California. Is that Northern California?
Yes, it's halfway between Mendocino and Fort Bragg on the north coast.
Oh,
A
okay.
little touristy type town.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's a nice place. You like it there?
Beautiful.
Oh, great. Great, great. Yeah, I'm down in Central California, around Sunnyvale, around Silicon Valley and San Fran and such. The do you have other folks that you're playing with up there?
Yeah, two of the guys that are helping me with my album, they're really good. And every now and then, one of them will come out and play lead guitar with me. The other one has promised to play saxophone if he has time. But mostly I'm working solo these days. I used to be in a couple of bands, and I used to have a duo.
Uh-huh.
And the people I was in bands with, you know, they either moved away or died. So it's a little hard
Before
to keep
someone
a band
joins
together.
a band with you, they should figure out why in each case, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to keep bands together. That is the case. Lovely playing, and your voice goes so nicely. In the first song you did, I liked the low bass note, your sixth string, and then everything else was up higher, and your voice kind of fit right in the middle, and it created this space for things. Just seemed to, and you bounced in within that space very nicely on that. Do you think of things, music like that, spatially or visually when you're writing or singing them?
No, I just really used to play piano a little bit, but I really respond to the sound of the guitar, and I love to sing with a guitar.
You play
So
nicely.
I'm just responding to the sound of the guitar.
Yeah, your voice, other than a lovely vibrato that comes out when you sing a longer note, it does seem to balance very nicely with the guitar playing. That's
Thank you.
it's a nice balance in there. How long have you been writing songs?
Well, I hate to say it, but I started in the mid-'60s.
All right.
I don't want to tell. I mean, I was a dancer, and I busted my knee in a bad bike wreck, and I got a guitar while I was in a cast, and I just fell in love with guitar, and I started with folk music, actually.
That's sure of the time, right? That I
Yeah.
don't mind saying I was there too at that time. So yeah, that was a great time to start playing, I think. And if you started writing that, I didn't really start writing until the early '70s, so I put that off for a while.
Oh, I
That's
think
great.
I should agree with you. Yeah, you're right. I didn't write too much back then. I was studying Bob Dylan and Joni Mitchell. That's who I was studying. And, you know, I didn't write then. I even did songs by Phil Oakes and people
Uh-huh.
like that. Buffy St. Marie. But I like the idea of poetry and guitar, and so some of my songs are really poems, not songs.
Uh-huh. Well, these two were certainly blended nicely. The melody, the guitar, and your vocal and everything in there were very nice blends.
Thank you so much.
To keep them in. Very easy to listen to and to fall into. It was very nice.
Thank you.
I hope to hear you again on that. This is a great night. I get to come in and say all these things.
Yeah.
But, I also get to hear all this.
Well, in
wonderful
in
music.
this area, there's a couple of restaurants. If anyone's coming up to Northern California, some great restaurants that have music are the Noyo River Grill, the
Yeah.
Cucina Verona Italian restaurant, and Tall Guy Brewing. That's the main places I play. And a lot of other musicians play there too.
That's great. If I come up that way, I might check out and see if you're playing somewhere and stop in. That'd be great.
Check out the Jug Handle Nature Center. That's how I really make my living, at a nature center lodge. Jug Handle Creek Farm and Nature Center. It's quite beautiful.
Uh-huh.
Cheap too.
Just like me, cheap. Hey, thanks a lot. I'll see you later.
Thank you.
All right. Now we're going to have I got corrected. This is not Robert Edgar's brother, as I thought. It's his son. So I think they're going to be doing kind of a duet thing, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, here we go.
Hey, all right. Let's see. So this first one is one of his. It's called Iceberg for Dubai. All right, ready? Everyone likes a drink now and then. Don't tell me you don't. Well, I'm no fool like Hazelwood. I drink water when I'm in the notch. But today, boy, my glass is overflowing. Water it all, water it all, 'cause I'm a tugboat under a blue sky, leading the sweet through the salt. I've got an iceberg for Dubai. Wrapped my cable round frozen steel, drove deep like Captain Ahab. It was floating in the Lincoln Sea. I have been 40 days pulling southeasterly in my lower bridge, the one with 7 windows. Water it all, water it all, 'cause I'm a tugboat under a blue sky, leading the sweet through the salt. I've got an iceberg for Dubai. Stewart has a glass at my table, Canadian iceberg vodka, glaciers from the Plasticine. Water trapping ancient oxygen, freezing to support the steps, man. I'm the captain, any ship, any waters, and tonight I'm sucking the milk of a old virgin earth. Soon we'll sail through Gibraltar, this ain't no barge. Sun streams through the clouds, the ocean's gold. Slice it with lasers, a drink for chic slips. Dry dock your icebreakers, this is my act of love. Water it all, water it all, 'cause I'm a tugboat under a blue sky, leading the sweet through the salt. Got an iceberg for Dubai. Decreasing supply on this barren earth, increasing demand, all that makes people think of a crazy plan. Melt free a dinosaur or a mammoth all tusks and hair. Frozen bubbles, the last breath of the first man. Water it all, water it all, 'cause I'm a tugboat under a blue sky, leading the sweet through the salt. I've got an iceberg for to buy. Water it all, water it all, 'cause I'm a tugboat under a blue sky, leading the sweet through the salt. I've got an iceberg for to buy.
Very nice.
Epic. Epic. Good.
Okay, and this is a hip new song from this cat named Stephen Foster. Okay, let's see. Capo. Here we go.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears while we sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Oh, hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. While we seek mirth and beauty in music light and gay, there are frail forms fainting at the door. Though their voices are silent, their pleading looks will say, oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Oh, hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. There's a pale weeping maiden toils her life away with a worn heart whose better days are over. Though her voice would be merry, 'tis sighing all the day. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Oh, hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis a sigh that is wafted across the troubled wave. 'Tis a wail that is heard upon the shore. 'Tis a dirge that is murmured around the lowly grave. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, 'tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Oh, hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. Thank you.
All right. Robin Edgar.
Mhm.
First question. How is it that you are into that kind of music? Did you pick that
Oh,
up from the old man or what?
oh, well, I was familiar with it through like other covers. I mean, that's an old ass song. I mean, I'm used to that from like I most familiar version I am is like the Bruce Springsteen version. But
Right.
around the time of brother, I mean, my dad's been a songwriter, so I've always heard him playing in a house. I kind of grew up in a house with all sorts of stuff. But I think when "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou" came out, that was kind of like when I started sucking up bluegrass, like bluegrass and country, like a thing that sucks things up. Excuse me. I don't,
Yeah, very good. It's one of the things that Cowboy Dave encourages is songs written before 1925, which he calls heritage songs,
Hmm.
are perfectly acceptable along with originals here, and it's really nice to hear those. I really enjoy hearing those. Do you write songs yourself?
No, no. I have been slowly dabbling into stuff, but I can't I'm not a guitarist. I'm a drummer regularly. I'm a trained singer and drummer, but in terms of like generating stuff, I've been mostly uh not definitely not folk music. I've been mostly like making like electronic beats and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, you can always attack the lyrics first, and then see if there's anybody that lives nearby that can
Oh,
help
yeah.
you with the musical part of it. Co-writes are perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, certainly. Well, I've kind of drifted away from performing for a while, mostly because I'm a visual artist. I'm an illustrator and a graphic designer.
Hmm.
So cartoons and stuff like that. Like that's more my wheelhouse. But I wouldn't be anything without music. I'll be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I'm glad to hear that you span the arts. You have a love for both type or all types of art. It sounds like it's very good. What do you think? What do you think in general of the songwriting that you hear in popular music nowadays? Swift and some of her. people?
Yeah, I mean, I listen to all manner of stuff. You know, I've heard her stuff, but I like who was it who said it? There was a great quote I saw from Rick Rubin. I'm gonna screw up here, where he was describing taste as a type of practice, as something you would hone as anything else. And I think everything has a lesson to draw from it. Um, you know, I listen to everything I can. You know, hip hop, electronic stuff, choral. You know, I've been listening to a lot of Fela Kuti lately. You know, like African, you know, Afro stuff, and you know, that's the thing. It's all cool. Like I don't think of high art, low art. Like I think it's all.
Right.
I think there's something in everything, and
Yeah.
you know, I still have my stubbornness about things, and that's something I try to overcome. But yeah.
That's good. What's your favorite song of your dad's?
Oh, I enjoy that one a lot. That's why I always do it. Uh, there's a was it what's the lyric?
2 a.m. port.
There's that one. I was also thinking, "This day is dying, darling." Which one is that? Bass line.
You guys are kind of low. We can't really hear
Oh,
what.
it's sorry. We're trying. We're now analyzing this right now. There's a song that he has that's very bleak, and I guess I'm just a monster because I like singing really mean stuff like that. Like I love Leonard Cohen and Nick Cave, so a lot of that stuff is just like my jam.
Well,
So.
you've got a lot of company around here. If that's him being a monster, I guess growl. um, okay, very nice to hear you. Great to see father and son things like this still occur in the world. Not everybody's relationships with their parents are like Mozart's. That's good to know. And we thank you for coming. I hope we'll see you again.
Oh, thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Hey, next up, I want to start off with a disclaimer here. Tracy and I are no relation to one another, to the best of my knowledge, and so you know I'm not showing favoritism here. All right, but Tracy Simpson is up next.
Hello. Yes, my name is Tracy Simpson, and I do a lot of singing for a friend named Steve Simpson, no relation. So if you look up Steve Simpson's music, and you hear the harmonies very, very frequently, that's me for the most recent songs that he's done. So yeah, Simpsons apparently have a lot of talent. As I say with not too much arrogance. Anyway, just kidding. So yeah, I live in the Fort Mill, South Carolina area, which if you're familiar with the geography here, it's really just a suburb of Charlotte, North Carolina. So I play open mics around Charlotte, Monroe, Fort Mill, Rock Hill, all around this place when I do play out. So it's fun. It's good stuff. So I'm going to play a couple of songs for you. I didn't really start writing songs until the pandemic kept us all indoors. And I'm part of a songwriting group called Southern Songwriters Association. And we would meet once a week on Zoom, very much like this. And every week we had a different prompt. So I'm going to play you two songs. The second one will be a prompt song. But the first one I'm going to play, one of the songs I wrote is called I Only Want to See You Smile. And you can look up that on any streaming service you like. And a woman heard the song and decided to write a play based on my song. And they asked me to perform in the play as the coffee shop performer. So that was cool. I got to play my own song, and then it became 2 songs and 3 songs. They had asked for one kind of upbeat song to play in the coffee shop, but I didn't have one. So I wrote one for the play. So I wrote a song based on a play that was based on one of my songs. So that was pretty fun. Yeah, and the name of the play is called Dream Girl, written by Susan Demchak. But anyway, so here is a song called If Only I Could Sleep. I'm brewing and I'm stewing, I'm feeling jittery, so I lie awake as you course through my arteries. I would drink you straight, no sugar and no cream, but then I'd have to wait to see you in my dreams. I toss and turn so restless on your energy, I know I dream of you. If only I could sleep. I percolate and circulate 'cause I am in too deep. You stir my soul and race my pulse as strong as coffee. I would drink you straight, no sugar and no cream, but then I'd have to wait to see you in my dreams. I toss and turn so restless on your energy, I know I dream of you. If only I could sleep.
All right.
So this was the prompt song. One of the first meetings that we had online was to write a eulogy song. So this is my eulogy song. I write a lot of fictitious characters, even though I'm kind of a new songwriter. I mean, a lot of it's based on real emotions, but the characters are just fictitious, and this is one of them. The name of this song is Taste of My Tears. At the front of the room, a half-dozen ex-wives sniffle and sob at your service. I sit near the back, look left and look right, and know I'm not alone, feeling worthless. The preacher, he's searching for something to say that's fit for the whole room to hear. That man in the box would collect women's hearts like any old cheap souvenir. Ah, honey, I know that you're watching as a guest of the big man upstairs. There's a shit-eating grin beneath your mustache. We might all float away on our tears. You punched your ticket too early. It's selfish when death interferes. Maybe I seem a bit salty, but that's just the taste of my tears. I try to envision your voice in my ear. I wonder what you'd have to say. So many us women struggling to sing, so many pallbearers with your DNA. I'll go home and lie on my side of the bed. No chance of you coming to visit. I understood you like no one else did. Loved you anyway, you old son of a bitch. Ah, honey, I know that you're watching as a guest of the big man upstairs. There's a shit-eating grin beneath your mustache, we might all float away on our tears. Your angel of death must be pretty. You couldn't resist, could you, dear? Maybe I seem a bit salty, but that's just the taste of my tears. That's just the taste of my tears. That's just the taste of my tears.
I love it. That's great.
Let's get you hooked
That was a
up
fun
here.
song to write.
I bet it was. All right. There you go. There's Robert. Interview away.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? Oh,
I
okay.
can.
That was lovely. Those were great. A lot of humor. Let me start the interview this way. You said something that caught me right away. You said real emotions, fictitious characters.
Sure.
So I thought, okay. So with your lyrics, there wasn't a word about emotions. They were all concrete images and events. So where are the emotions? And I'm asking you that not as a trick question, but as a I think a key in some of the effectiveness of your songwriting is in that.
My intent is to write characters that are almost scenes in a movie, or scenes, little bits in a movie. And if
Yeah.
you can tell a story about those characters in 3.5 minutes that people can relate to the subject matter, then you've created the emotion if people are paying attention to the lyrics. But also I try to have a little bit of prosody between the lyrics and the melody. So yeah, that what I was going for in that last song, Taste of My Tears. A woman who's had a love affair her whole life with a man who'll never commit to her, and now he's dead, and she's really kind of resentful of it. So that's why it was peppered with some 4-letter words, and but she really loves him. In the song, she's heartbroken that he's dead. But hopefully that came across in the imagery that I was trying to present. I don't want to say I'm sad. I don't want to say I'm angry. I'm just hoping if you're listening to the lyrics of the song, you'll get that.
Right, and that's it seems to me part of the either poetry or songwriting is part of what's there is that you don't say what you mean, you say to invoke what you mean, and the subject is never the subject, and it's something that I think songwriters should learn, how to do that and to do that. Now, having said that, I'm sure there is someone who can come up with a song that would perfectly break the rule and be a perfect song. But it seems to me that art works that way. You have the image, maybe you have the color if you're a painter. You have the melody in a song or a composition. But it's not. You don't jam the emotions in there. You evoke them, in that way.
Well, I'm hoping that people can find something to relate to in a song, like you just said. You don't want to cram it down their throats. You want to leave some room for people to feel it in their own way and hear it in their own way. And I've got a songwriter friend named Kim Ware, and she's a brilliant songwriter. And she's got one of my favorite songs she has is called Capital R. And it's just full of fantastic images, but it's not about I've asked, other people have said what they think it means, and they love that song too. It means something different to every person because you put your own relationship to it. And I was positive I knew what this song was about. I was wrong when she wrote it, but it's not wrong because it's however you interpret it.
Yeah, yeah. It's very quickly that often I hear two models of communication. One is that you have an, a feeling or a thought, and you communicate it, you bring it over to the other person's head. The transfer model of communication. The other model is a generative model where you do something, you put something out there, and the other person, uh, in empathy, has something like it and it resonates. So you have a resonant model of communication. It's not, and I think songwriters who know that or who, one way or the other, practice that, get right to the grain of songwriting quickly.
Well, you flatter me.
Oh no, it's very, your music suggested it to me. I heard it that way. Thank
Well,
you very much. We'd better move on. But
thank you for letting me share.
oh, absolutely. Thank you for sharing.
All right. Tracy Simpson, lovely stuff. Thank you very much. We're going to move now to Mr. James Kuhn. I have been completely remiss in announcing people's open mics that they play at. But let me assure you that it'll get onto our website because I'll send them all to Capo Dave, who will not be remiss in putting them up there, I'm sure. James Kuhn, you ready to go? You're muted. You're still muted, James.
All right. Better? All right. I know we struggled a little bit with the sound check and getting all the volumes right. I hope this will be right. This is my good friend Sean Allen. I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody for having me back. This is a fun thing to do every few months.
We're not hearing you, James.
Not hearing us? Not hearing at all?
Very quiet.
Okay, I've turned the master up. Sound better? How about now?
Almost sounds like that mic's off.
Doesn't I don't hear the microphone in front of you. Tap on it, would you please? Yeah, it's off. It's connection is broken or it's turned off or something. Check at the channel mute if you have one.
I see the lights going when he hits it. How about this one? Is this one on too? Hello? Maybe they've chosen the wrong mic on Zoom.
Yeah, James, if you look in the upper left-hand corner of your, I'm sorry, if you look in the lower left-hand corner, there's that little arrow next to the mute thing. Click on that and then look at select a microphone and see what it says. Does it have your microphone listed there?
Pretty sure that it's on, but you're not hearing me. Sorry about that. What does this say up here? Sean, what does that say?
Custom live streaming service.
Sean, can you tap your microphone?
Check 1 2 1 2. Is this on?
Yeah, I don't hear Sean's microphone either.
1 2. Is it on? Yes. No.
I think you're going to find that if you go up there and look, it may say that you've selected the system microphone or the one that's on the computer itself.
Maybe this thing. It was the thing in the settings that you did with that mic.
Yeah, okay. Beth Paget, are you ready to go? Okay. Dave, if you want to bring Bet up instead of these two guys here. Bet, can we hear you?
Yeah,
Okay, good. Sounds good.
you ready?
Yeah, take it away.
Yeah, well, I hope James gets his sound working because I heard him in sound check and it sounds really great. I hope to hear him. I have done only 2 co-writes in my life, and this is one that I'd like to present tonight. I joined the folk project Monday Night Song Circles, and I've gotten to know the people there pretty well. And it was a woman named Gail Orr who writes beautiful poetry, and she asked a few of us if we might take a stab at putting some of her poems to music. And this is one that I chose called Gray October Days. So Gail Orr and John Hone, who has performed for Open Mic America also, we sort of put it together. Gail's poem, and then we tweaked the words a little bit, and I wrote the melody. So this is called Gray October Days, and it's about the plight of the poor family farmer and the pressures that they are under in trying to make ends meet. So it's Gray October Days.
Beth, can I pause you for just a second here? James, you guys are unmuted, and so you're showing up audibly on Beth's performance. So you need to make sure you're muted here.
We good now?
I think we are. Yes, thank you.
Okay. A new kind of taproot's digging down to drink the shale, and another stubborn farmer here refuses to fail. We can't blame him, we all know his tale of gray October days. We've had nothing but our prayers and skimpy rains this year. Dead roots cling to a boot, rust falls from an old John Deere. So we can't blame him, we all know his fear of gray October days. Harvest time, we're riding high on bumpy carts of hay. October frost, we're getting lost in twisted cornstalk maze. The sun's a blur behind the heavy gathering maze, and gray October days. Family names mark the crossroads of tractors and plow horse yokes. Old wheels spin the slowest beneath the strain of fallow hope, and the upkeep's just another knot in a fraying hope of gray October days. Now near his drill sites, a blistered cow and a creek's new oily stink, an agent's quick denial and the company's crooked wink. The drumming winds of autumn become too loud to think in the gray October days. Plant against your neighbor's fence a strange new hybrid yield. Silver for the banker, just copper dust against your field. Harvest time, we're riding high on bumpy carts of hay. October frost, we're getting lost in a twisted cornstalk maze. The sun's a blur behind the heavy gathering haze in gray October days. Now our nights stay lit as days grow dim, and loans are coming due. We know he's not to blame for this hellish season blowing through. We swear that we don't blame him, but we whisper that we do. In these gray October days, leaves are clinging in the wind. We're so lost in this maze of gray October days. These gray October days.
That was amazing.
Wonderful.
The lyrics. I wanted to put a melody with it. I could have made it angry, but it's such a sad thing that's going on with the small farms these days and the pressures that they're under. This is a song I like to sing during the holiday season, which is coming up right here upon us, Thanksgiving. And this is a song of giving thanks in a way, I suppose. I did some volunteer work for a day shelter for people living with homelessness. And I learned a lot from the people of the community. I learned that we're very much alike and that we all need someone to care about us. And this is called At the End of the Day. Where would you go? What would you do if all that you had was right there with you? How would you feel? What would you say? What does nothing look like at the end of the day? I'm blessed to be safe. I'm blessed to be warm. I'm blessed to have friends in the wake of a storm. For I know I have seen those who are living with needs. Their struggles are great with each day they greet. How would I feel? What would I say? All my life I've had shelter at the end of the day. For someone cared for me, and yet I still believe. If not for chance, just where would I be? Was it luck or was it love? Or the way the stars shine from above? Aren't we all deserving of someone who cares? May I never know or feel the Hope I'll always have shelter from that kind of pain. If there were a way that we could exchange, could I still give thanks at the end of the day?
Oh my yes. Very nice.
Beautiful.
Wonderful stuff. So I'm gonna have us turn you over to Robert Edgar here, and he will interview you. I hope it's not too painful. Here we go.
Hi, lovely, lovely songs, lovely playing, by the way. That's
Thank
very
you.
clean and melodic. The would you talk a little bit about the second song and how you built it, how you came to give it form and content, of course.
I had written this song several years ago, and I thought I was finished with it. And I sang it for my friends who loved the song because they knew me. And I sang it for some people who did not know me. And they thought that I had not finished the song. And I felt that, I had done some volunteering for shelters, but I decided to really delve into it and spend more time in a shelter. And so I spent more time in a shelter for people living with homelessness. And so I rewrote the song. I added a lot more to it with a better understanding of what they were like and what their needs really, really are, and found that their needs and my needs are the same. We all need the basic needs of shelter and food and clothing and warmth, but we all really need someone to care about us. And so I rewrote the song, and that's it. I sang it for you.
I think it's a sign of maturity that you went not to grab some more words to throw at it, but to have some more experiences to inform it, and that you realized that was what the song and perhaps you needed.
I think a lot of times, in order to write a song, you need to experience what the song's really about. And there have been times when I've written songs that were about things that I have not experienced, but I felt that I had read enough books about them or seen enough documentaries or had a fairly good understanding. Sometimes, you write songs about someone else's experience, but you can put yourself into their shoes and empathize with them, and might be able to bring out the emotions that they possibly were feeling.
Yeah, it's an interesting songwriting being an interesting thing and involving somehow. When I'm writing, sometimes I kind of look for where the center is that I'm pulling from, and try to pull more from it, and to continually come and focus on that to get verses and images and phrases and whatnot. often it seems within me, but often it's of concrete things. We were talking about concrete words and images and such. And balancing that is something that a song, kind of a songwriter's art is to do that. How long have you been playing guitar? That was again your guitar playing itself was wonderful.
Long time, 60 some years maybe. I started playing guitar when I was about 13. And, yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, that's I'll match you right there, but that's it comes across in a perhaps a ease on the instrument, the ease on the fretboard.
I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, it comes across as a kind of a ease that you have on the fretboard. It doesn't seem rushed. It doesn't seem difficult. It may be difficult, but it doesn't seem that way as you play it.
You know, I feel very comfortable with the guitar. You know, I also play banjo and mandolin and piano and harp and everything, but the guitar and banjo, I think I just feel I hear in my head what I want to play, and I'm just able to put my fingers in the right place, you know. So that's probably with has come with a lot of experience and time.
Do you usually write on guitar, or could it be any of those instruments?
Any other instrument, you know. Yeah. So.
That sounds great. Thank you for sharing those. It was lovely, and I
thank you
hearing them.
for this opportunity.
Yeah, sure. See if James Kuhn came back here. Thank you.
Hope so.
All right, we'll have Dave bring the screen back to the general view of everyone here. Or I guess I can do that. No, there we go. All right, very good. I want to thank everybody, and I want to make sure that I do it somewhat formally here. I want to thank Marilyn Coffey. As I say your names, please wave. Thank you. Bob Uvello, or Cowboy Bob, as we like to call him. Rich Fassler. Helene Chalfin. Robert and Robin Edgar, the pair there. Tracy Simpson. And Bet Paget. Thank you to all of you performers. And for everyone, performers and all of those on YouTube, I want to ask you to remember to check our website, Open Mic America, all one word, .com. You'll get links to the music of the performers and archives of all of the shows that we've done. And I would also like to thank Robert for doing the marvelous interviewing job that he always provides us with. And of course, I always want to thank Capo Dave Williams, who works tirelessly behind the scenes to make this all possible. He is the man. You know, we could do this show just for ourselves, but we're really grateful that we don't have to do that. We have our audience on YouTube, and I want to thank all of you for watching the show. And if you like this show, spread the word. Don't keep us a secret here. You can download and print posters from our website, openmicamerica.com, and you can stick them somewhere that people can see them. You can also get a t-shirt to show your true fan status, and check out your local and virtual open mics. We will have the open mics for these people listed under the local open mics section, the tab on the website. We're always here the first 3 Sundays of every month. So our next show will be next Sunday, November 12th, same time, same means of access. And stay tuned, check on the website, and you'll get the next full lineup of performers. And please, as we said at the beginning, one of our real mission statements here is to get people out to open mics. Audience people, if you don't play yourself, go out and listen to these people. There's some great music, fantastic music out there. And of course, you performers, you get out there and make that fantastic music happen. Okay. I'm going to ask everyone here that I don't see anybody who is failing to be muted except for me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have everybody mute and wave. And I will say good night, America, from Open Mic America.
If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.